Christmas can become a little bit of a hodgepodge sometimes of so many different things, but the theme is bustle. There's so much bustle at Christmas. And to me, the hope of Christmas is the quiet moment. It's the peace on earth. It's the moment when Jesus came, born in a manger, and in the most quiet moment of all, flipped the world upside down.
So one thing I remember as a kid, at Christmas time, we always had hope because we didn't have a lot of things growing up. We came from a family that didn't have a lot of means, and there was always hope at Christmas time because you had a chance that you were going to get something. You know, it was a time in the year when things were different than the regular part of the year, and so at the time of Christmas, it was always kind of, there was a hope that there was going to be something for you or something, something different that was going to happen. And so I remember Christmas time for me was always one of my favorite times of the year. And it was one of my favorite times of the year because you were optimistic and things just seemed different.
During Christmas, there's often a lot of reflection, and sometimes it's good reflection, sometimes it is the reflection on loss. At Christmas several years ago now, we experienced loss just before Christmas. We had several miscarriages. While we were Christmas shopping, I started to miscarry. And when you've experienced that loss repeatedly, you try and make yourself not feel the loss because it's just too painful. So we focused on what we have, right? It's what we always try and do. And I pulled it together for the rest of our kids. I tried to make Christmas just focused on their Christmas. But then I found myself on Christmas Day, after all the presents had already been opened and the finish line, so to speak, had been crossed, sitting on the side of the bed, just completely broken because loss had hit yet again. And try as I may to focus on the joy of Christmas, there was loss and there was pain. But to me, I have the hope that all of those bad things, all of that loss, it will be redeemed. Jesus came to give us a second chance. He came to be our comforter, our Emmanuel, God with us. And that hope is what carries you through when you've experienced deep grief, deep loss. We don't need hope when everything's shiny and sparkling and going well. We need hope when it stinks, when it hurts, when it's painful. And that is why we need the hope of Jesus at Christmas time and all year round.
I can say from my personal experience, if you lack hope, if you don't have hope, your whole demeanor changes, your drive changes, and I think when as Christians we have to resonate that hope, and ultimately if we lose that, and especially around the holidays, I think the holidays is probably one of the easiest times to share the gospel with people, just because most people are open and receptive to it.
To say yes to hope. Mary had a huge task set before her. She was asked to bear the Son of God, to let the Son of God be born by her and to grow in her. And she said probably the 3 bravest words anyone has ever said: let it be. Something new happened. It was the beginning. And Mary was brave enough to say yes to something new. So if you find yourself without hope or struggling to say yes to hope, this Christmas, I challenge you, say yes to hope. Say yes to Jesus. He will come, He will meet you, and He will fill you with hope this Christmas.